Lions defensive line, star. Aidan Hutchinson looks really good. Returning from leg injury, says DL coach Kacy Rodgers. Detroit Lions fans have been left holding their breath since Aidan Hutchinson's 2024 season was cut short by a serious leg injury, an abrupt end that sent shockwaves through the team's defense and dealt a brutal blow to their playoff aspirations. The void Hutchinson left behind on the Lions' defensive front was glaring, exposing a vulnerability that Detroit simply couldn't mask. But if there's one thing the gritty edge rusher has never been short on, it's resilience. And now, fresh reports from Lions defensive line coach Kacy Rodgers suggest that Hutchinson's comeback story is well underway, maybe even ahead of schedule. Speaking candidly this week after watching Hutchinson return to the practice field, Rodgers said simply, "He looks really good." Those 4 words carry weight because Rodgers is no rookie coach. His experience and keen eye for defensive talent run deep, cultivated over years working with elite NFL defenses. Coming from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Rodgers joined Detroit's coaching staff recently and has quickly gotten a front row seat to Hutchinson's comeback journey. The sign that speaks. Volumes. Rodgers was quick to share a small but telling detail that convinced him Hutchinson is truly on the mend, and back to his relentless self. I said, "Hutch, you know how I know you're back?" Rodgers recounted, as reported by the Detroit News. Hutchinson's response? "How?" Rodgers smiled and delivered the telltale sign. "Because you're touching the ground when you run that hoop." For those unfamiliar, this hoop drill is a staple for pass rushers, testing explosiveness, footwork, and overall athleticism. And the image of Hutchinson touching the ground as he ran it speaks volumes. It's a subtle yet unmistakable signal that his leg has regained the snap and power needed to dominate at the highest level. "It's like he's some supernatural cat," Rodgers added, his voice laced with admiration. "That's how I know you're back, big dog." New coach, new perspective. Same elite talent. Rodgers may be new to the Lions locker room, but even without a deep history with Hutchinson, he doesn't need a crystal ball to sense something special. Hutchinson's presence, both on the field and in the locker room, commands attention. Of course, Hutchinson's rehabilitation is still in its early stages, and the true test will come once pads go on and the hits start flying. But even Lions assistant Kelvin Sheppard, who coached Hutchinson previously, emphasized how Hutchinson carries himself with an intensity and professionalism that defies his injury setback. "You wouldn't know he's the caliber player that he is by the way he carries himself," Sheppard told reporters. "The way he works, his attention to detail in meetings, how he helps other players, and the way he wants to be pushed and coached hard. That's rare." That hunger, Sheppard explained, is what separates the good from the great in the NFL. The unquenchable fire of a top-tier talent. Sheppard's insight sheds light on a truth that often goes unnoticed by casual fans. Elite players never coast on past achievements. Their drive to improve never dims, even after reaching the pinnacle of their craft. You start to get to a certain level, and people think those guys at the top echelon are tapped out. "It's all over," Sheppard said. But most of the guys who are really special, they never even have that thought in their mind. They want to be coached hard. They want to be pushed. The better the player, the harder you gotta work to push and coach those guys. That mindset perfectly encapsulates Hutchinson's approach as he prepares for the 2025 campaign. Despite his injury, he's displayed a relentless work ethic that underscores his commitment to not only return, but come back stronger. Hutchinson's 2025. The ultimate test for Hutchinson, the 2025 season, isn't just another year on the calendar. It represents the ultimate proving ground, a chance to show the league and the Lions faithful that he's overcome adversity and is ready to reclaim his spot among the NFL's elite defenders. His 2024 injury was a tough chapter, no doubt. But Hutchinson's response? That's the kind of storybook comeback Detroit desperately needs. The defensive line, already hungry to improve after a tough finish last season, is counting on Hutchinson to anchor their front and wreak havoc on opposing offenses. Shedding any doubt about his recovery will be key, Rodgers noted, but the signs we're seeing now are promising. When a player touches the ground like that running the hoop, it tells me he's regained explosiveness and confidence. Beyond physical ability. The heart of a lion, Sheppard summed it up perfectly when asked about Hutchinson's status off the field, emphasizing character alongside talent. "I'm going to be hesitant to speak out on projections," Sheppard said cautiously.